The LDS Church has downgraded its contempt for LGBT relationships. They are now only transgressions instead of apostasies. We may soon be like blacks, able to be priesthood holders, though there is still some confusion about their colour being the mark of Cain. After 17 years of LDS membership, I was excommunicated by my stake president, Lawrence Vingo of the Norwich, England stake, in the presence of Bishop Peel of King's Lynn Ward. Both men had known me as a member for most of the 17 years. That excommunication was under one revealed set of rules. I was excommunicated and instructed to abandon the protective holy garments which shielded me from, quotes, the wiles of Satan, which felt a bit like being cast to the wolves. I was also instructed that I should separate from my partner, now my loving companion, supporter and carer in illness, following a cardiac arrest. My partner has been with me now for 50 years. I persisted in appeals against excommunication to the First Presidency, avowing that the Church's action was at variance with their Article of Faith 12, which promised obedience to the laws of the land, same-sex partnerships being lawful in the UK at that time. Gay marriage only became lawful later. Presumably because my persistence became tiring, the Church's UK lawyers, the Derbyshires, were interposed, or, as it felt, set upon me. I suppose the First Presidency must also have felt a bit threatened by the core of my argument. In outcome, I suffered only humiliation and pain, regret about years of tithing, and a feeling of having been conned. Feelings shaken off thanks to a stubborn resilience. Much unluckier were the young LGBT people in USA so burdened by the imposition of guilt that they took their own lives. How can the removal of a label like apostate help them? Oh, because the Church has now decreed they can enter the celestial kingdom despite what has been downgraded from apostasy to transgression. Hallelujah. But will the First Presidency be allowed into the celestial kingdom for so mutilating Christ's sweet charity and love? First, they denied blacks the priesthood in the most cruel terms, and then they label LGBT folk as apostates. And the grisly Boyd K. Packer's guilt-inducing treatise on young men's abuse of their sperm factories is still a church staple. As a footnote, Lawrence Vingo is now listed on Google as Lawrence Vingo, integrative psychotherapist in private practice since 2003. Trained at the Centre for Counselling and Psychotherapy, London, for 4 years, receiving the diploma in psychotherapy and counselling. Lawrence was engaged in preliminary studies and practice at the time of my excommunication. Go figure.